What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan Aranda here, my best life Paraguay. And today we are joined by Alex T. Rodriguez. And Alex, we collabed, well, not really, but on a live. You hopped on Passport Blueprints live. So that's the first time I was familiarized with Alex and his channel. So yeah, and so I'll shut up in a second here and let you introduce yourself. But you do have a YouTube channel, and you just got monetized, so you're hit over 1,000 subs. So congratulations on that off the bat. And
Thanks.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And you have a love for Paraguay, for Paraguay, which is why I definitely wanted you on the channel. And you're also a world traveler, but more specifically, probably Latin America. And you'll tell us all
That's
about
right.
that. And yeah, I mean, you've given some great comparisons in your videos for specifically Colombia versus Paraguay, but other countries as well. And so yeah, I'd love you for you to introduce yourself to folks on the channel here and also get into your story. But yeah, if you want to introduce yourself and why you started a YouTube channel and all that good stuff.
100%. Yeah. So again, my name's Alex. I'm originally from the States. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, a little outside of Boston. I'm pretty new to this whole new world, YouTube world. Probably going on like 7, 8 months now. And as far as traveling, it's been about 3 years now, right? I left in, remember October 2022 is when I started. I basically left Boston and started traveling, started in Colombia. Went to all different types of countries, specifically in South America, because I was really looking for a place to live, right, to reside in. So I was just testing out different cities within different countries. Came across Paraguay and haven't found a better fit to call home as of now.
That's awesome. So your longest period here was what, 8 months you were here?
L-
Yeah,
Last year I was here for a total of about 8 months. Yeah, and then I left. I went to Colombia for a few months, and then I visited the United States, see family and friends, and now I just got back about maybe 6 weeks ago.
cool. Okay. Well, welcome back, man. Yeah. Yeah, and you're staying downtown Asuncion, I'm assuming, in a nice high rise.
Yeah, I'm about 10 minutes away from Paseo de Galleria,
Cool, cool.
walking. Yeah.
So yeah, man, 8 months is a really good time to understand a lot about how it is to live here. Um, so yeah, so if you want to give your general thoughts on, how your time has been here, maybe jump into comparisons if you want, but if you want to just keep it to Paraguay right now, and what made you come back as well?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, I feel Paraguay is probably the best country for me to call home and at least have a base, right? I don't see myself living here all year round. Perhaps I might test that because I haven't experienced the winters here. I've experienced pretty much every other month except for the winters. We were just having a conversation earlier that I prefer the heat over the cold. So I think it'd be good for me to test out the winter, but I think my ideal would be having like one base and then maybe have another city, just to have year-round perfect weather for me, perhaps. Why Paraguay? So one of the things is when you want to live in Latin America, right? You start looking at visas, residencies, like how can I actually spend more time here? Rent like apartments off market, off Airbnb, all that stuff. And Paraguay has one of the most easiest affordable residencies, right? But outside of that, it's a really safe country. The people here are super warm to foreigners. There's a really good expat community, my kind of expats too, guys that are in sales just like us, which I just learned you were also in sales. So I like the lifestyle here, man. Like I have a group of friends that basically play paddle on Wednesdays. We have a saddle right after that. I have another group of friends that they like to go out a little more. So I have a pretty good network here that's still growing. And yeah, I mean, obviously you can't beat the cost of living. It's probably one of the most better value cities that I've come across in Asuncion. Obviously the tax benefits, right? There's a lot of benefits of being here too. And there's a lot more to explore. So, like I said, 8 months, probably 9 months now since I've been back, and so far I've had an overall positive experience here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Can you elaborate a little bit more on how you received here and maybe compare it a little bit to other countries? and just yeah, overall how you view the Paraguayan people. Yeah,
Yeah, one more friendlier countries. I put Colombia in the mix too, as far as like for friendliness to people. They don't look at expats as like a bad thing. Like we don't want you in our country. You're raising the prices, all that. Not that I've heard of, right? They're just more curious because they don't. I guess it hasn't had a lot of expats here like in the recent past, right? I know it's been blowing up a little more recently, but just the warm culture in general. Like talking to Uber drivers or just Paraguayan people, compared to like maybe a Lima, Peru, right? You're in the elevator in Lima, Peru. They're most likely not going to start a conversation with you, right? In the elevator. Or maybe you say something to them, maybe they'll just kind of like the States. States is a little more neutral, but here, you talk to people. It's easy to start conversations. It's more respectable. So I just say the people here are just generally warmer. I think part of that has to do with the climate too. I found that colder regions tend to produce colder people. And Asuncion's also not a big population. It's about like 2.5 million in the entire metro area. So it's a really good sized city. When you get bigger than that, then it becomes more busy, becomes, like the friendliness kind of goes away. So I think for all those reasons, the people here tend to be more warmer, and to foreigners as well.
absolutely. Yeah, and that's something that you can't measure. It's literally has to go by experience and everybody's experiences. But I'm sure you've talked to most people here, but that's the general consensus here, right? Of other Westerners, other foreigners as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like, look, we at this place at the quincho we play at. All my friends we're in sales, and we're all extranjeros, right? People from Canada, UK, Australia. We're the only ones there that are not from Paraguay. Everyone else there that's at these quinchos playing tennis or playing paddle are Paraguayans, right? And they treat us super friendly. Like they treat us like as if we're one of their own almost, right? And like I said, when we go, we have asados there too. So they cook the asados for us, and it's just like a nice vibe, right? You have your beers, you have asado. So it's just they're very warm to us. Whereas, yeah, you're the only group outside of that country. You never know how that's going to go, but here they're super friendly to us.
Yeah, that's great, man. I love hearing that. How about the ladies? You want to elaborate on that?
What,
You dated here?
what,
Uh,
what about the ladies?
have you dated? You have a girlfriend?
Yeah, yeah, of course I
I
dated.
guess if you
Yeah,
want to maybe compare against other countries, is it more pleasant here? Are you received better here? Are women beautiful in your eyes? If you want to touch on any of that stuff.
100%. Yeah, yeah. I think the women here are very attractive. They're definitely my type, right? Generally speaking, if we're just gonna go the physical, we're gonna say, light skin, dark hair, curvy bodies, right? So, very friendly as well. Very more chill and relaxed. I found not huge into dance culture, nightlife, although you do get that here, right? There is that type of woman too, but I just find Paraguayans are not as yeah. I mean, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not into going out all the time. They're not into like dancing, playing loud music, like like in a Colombian society or Colombian culture is more like that. Puerto Rico, my dad's Puerto Rican, is a lot like that. Dominicans. So they're more chill and relaxed, less drama, in my opinion. More homebodies, more likely to give you a massage, maybe cut your toenails, make you feel like a king, right? That sort of thing. So it's been a definitely a good experience dating in Asuncion.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, and I grew up with a lot of Mexican Americans, so yeah, they're a little bit more party than your average Paraguayan girl. I would say too. Um, yeah, so yeah. Good feedback though. Good feedback, and I'm sure that other expats have had similar versions of the same overall positive feedback to your friends.
Yeah, and they seem to, just like I said about like the people in general, they seem to respond very well to foreigners as well, right? I have friends here that speak very little Spanish, and girls give them a chance, and attractive girls give them a chance. So they seem to respond well to foreigners.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a hell of a thing, right? Because that wouldn't happen in the States. I mean, just the patience
Well, I
aspect,
gotta,
but
yeah, I think a lot of it has to do. I mean, every single woman that I've talked to has told me like the guys here are machismos, right? Or what's the word that they use? They use yeah, I think so machismos, right? They typically lie to the women. And it's just, I guess they just haven't had a good overall experience with Paraguayan men, which leads them to be more open-minded to a foreign man, right? And that's why I think we're received very well here. We'll just say.
yeah, no, definitely. And I think yeah, we kind of yeah, I mean, I've seen this, for the last 13 years I've been coming down here too. But yeah, I've heard that over and over and over from women, doesn't go as well with local guys. There's that super machista culture that you were talking about. Um and yeah, I guess yeah, kind of on a world stage, a lot of us Westerners, maybe not every single one of us are, but we are kind of looked at as more gentlemanly, I guess. You know,
Yeah,
but
like caballeroso is a word I've heard. Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
like I resonate. Yeah.
yeah. So good, good. Okay. So other regions of the world, or are you pretty much well traveled throughout Latin America? Have you been to Asia, Europe?
No, I haven't been to Asia or Europe. Those are more places for me to visit for sure. I don't think I would live in any of those regions long term. I feel like my home is Latin America, right? I told you my dad's Puerto Rican, my mom's Guatemalan. I speak Spanish. For me to live in a country, I need to speak their language, right? I need to integrate that way. So for me to learn a completely different language, could I do it? Perhaps, but it's just not a priority for me right now. And I'm already Latino, like so if it just makes sense for me to be here. I like warm weather. I'm attracted to Latinas, so it just makes sense for me to be here. And as I mentioned, this past 3 years has been all about finding like a place to call home, or at least a life setup where I can have one base, maybe another country to go to. So places like Europe, Southeast Asia would be really cool to go to and visit. It just hasn't, I haven't done that yet.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with
Yeah,
you.
then time zones as well, right? We're both in remote sales, so I know I am my clients typically are in the US, right? So I need to be within this time zone so that I'm not working crazy late hours, right? So that's another huge thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's super important. That a lot of people don't talk about enough. So your channel, I've seen a few videos of yours, and you can get really down into the numbers, which I love. When it comes to like
Mhm.
cost of living, you're super meticulous when it comes to that. So yeah, you guys make sure that you go follow his channel and you see the breakdowns between Paraguay and other countries he's been to, for sure. But yeah, I guess what's one thing that you've learned or some of the benefits of YouTube, right? That have come from your channel. I mean, I could tell you all day about my stuff, but how about yourself? It, I know it's a good thing to document, to this, to that, but like, what do you feel that you provide people, and what has also been beneficial for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I haven't been asked that, but I mean, some benefits right away. I like the networking aspect, right? You meet like-minded people. They come across on your channel. They want to meet up with you. If they seem cool, then we'll meet up. And I've done that a few times already since I've been back, right? We go have dinner together. We go out together. We go on group things together. So you meet people that way. The reason why we're on this call now, is because of that, right?
Yeah.
And I hope we meet up someday too. I'll have to grab beer sometime, maybe check out. I know you're not in the newer Asuncion. You're a little outside. I don't know if it's Capillata or Caucape, somewhere out there, but I would love to grab beers, check out that place. So you just meet more people because of the channel. That's number one. Monetary, I get consulting calls through it. So before this call, I was on a consulting call, right? Someone that's looking for a residency. I basically shared the referral that I worked with and other questions you had for me, right? So it's another revenue stream. And building a personal brand, man. Like I feel even though we're in sales, I think AI is coming to take a lot of different jobs, including some sales roles, right? So just being in a position where it's more AI resistant, I can have different types of offers, right? So I just want to build a brand at the same time. And it's stuff that comes naturally to me because I'm just being myself. I'm just sharing my natural take on things. Hopefully that's attracting the right type of person that's more like-minded. Again, that comes down to the networking aspect. So those are some benefits that come off right at the top of my head.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, I mean, like you were saying, people do hit you up. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of the messages, wow, you've helped me out a lot. Like and I was kind of stuck. I'm sure you've gotten those kind of messages as well. Thanks for breaking that down for me. I'm correct?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, via Instagram. But like even to the point, yeah, those are cool too. But I really like when you see someone like-minded, like maybe they hit you up on Instagram. They're in Asuncion too. Hey, let's just meet up, nonchalant, just same day. We just grab food somewhere and they end up being a really good connect and perhaps a long-term friend. So that's a really good benefit.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, same here. Same here. Yeah, so others besides that, what else do you like about Paraguayan culture? Music, food, I don't know, anything else that sticks out to you that you really just you love here that's really unique to here that uh, has caught your attention that you really fell in love with?
Yeah, man, the food. I've always loved steaks, right? I've always loved meat. So here there's like a market close to me every Saturday and Sunday. They make asados, right? So every Saturday or Sunday, either one of those days, I'm getting a vacío or I'm getting a certain type of meat. I'm getting costilla, like I'm getting the meat that I want. And so the food I definitely enjoy. I'm not huge on the corn aspect. I know like the sopa paraguaya is not bad, but the Chipa Guazú, I'm not a huge fan of. But there's a lot of good restaurants here too, man. Like a lot of good Italian food. So I'm a fan of the restaurant culture in this part where I'm at. They have a lot of good spots. And then I mentioned the lifestyle that I live here is pretty chill and relaxed, right? I'm really focused right now. I'm 37. I want to grow. I want to build. So I'm in a phase where I'm not huge into, I don't need to have a lot of fun right now. So Paraguay is a great place to really focus, hone in. And then, yeah, like I said, every Wednesday, meet up with some friends, play some paddle, have an asado afterwards. And then maybe on a Friday or Saturday night, go out with another group of friends, maybe go on a date with one of the girls I'm seeing, and that's pretty much the social life. That's what that looks like. And then throughout the week is just really working on myself, working on my fitness and just living that type of chill lifestyle and being really close to other cities too. Like if I want to get out of Asuncion, it's not difficult to go to Buenos Aires, right? Or even go to Lima, Peru. So it's really centrally located, which I like.
Awesome. Yeah. Have you done a little bit of travel within the country? Areguá, San Bernardino. Have you seen some of the smaller towns around the city?
I did go Aregua. Yeah. It's a really small city, so we did that in like half a day. Girl I was talking to at the time. Yeah, it's a good spot. I haven't been to San Bernardino, but I got to go. Probably this summer. We'll definitely head there. But outside of that, no. That's why I was saying, we would love to grab a beer sometime, check out where you're at. But I definitely have a lot more travel to do inside the country for sure.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm in San Lorenzo, so I'm not too far from you guys. I'm like 25 minutes
Oh,
out.
okay.
But yeah, yeah, we could make something work for sure. Uh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you did, and I love that you brought up this point about like Paraguay is so perfectly centralized down here in the
Yeah.
southern part of Latin America. So you're talking like 2 hours to, or I don't know, two maybe three to Santiago, 1.5 to the cities in Brazil, Rio or Sao Paulo. It's not far at all. What, like 2 hours
Right.
to Buenos Aires? So yeah, I mean, Paraguay is a perfect centralized location and springboard for a lot of these places that really aren't too expensive once you're actually down here. Correct? Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I did Buenos Aires from here. Really convenient, direct flight. I forget what I paid, but it wasn't that much. I haven't been to Brazil yet. I'd love to go see the beaches in North Brazil. But yeah, like you said, everything's pretty convenient, right? I could hop to Argentina. I can go to Brazil. I can go to Peru. I can even go to Colombia, straight to Bogota, right? So it's just a lot of direct flights from here.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to touch on the safety aspect? Do you feel safe? Others is a general consensus. Do others feel safe? Downtown, but pretty much anywhere that you've been throughout Paraguay?
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone that I know get robbed or, anything like that. Which is obviously good. I can't say that's the same in Colombia, right? So I definitely feel very safe here. This is a very safe city, in my opinion. One of another sales manager actually, he built his family, he's built his life all here. He's from Canada, has his Paraguayan wife, he has three children, nice home, right? Um, and so that says a lot, right? People starting families here, raising their family here, feeling very safe here. He's been here for like 7 years now. So I think it's a great place to raise a family. Safety, feels very safe. Yeah, I haven't been to any spot. I mean, obviously, there's places that are dangerous, right? If you go to, or maybe if it gets lonely at night, maybe it's parts of the Centro, right? If it's a certain time late at night, you don't want to be alone, right? Stuff like that. But just use common sense, and you'll be fine here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, I didn't ask you. Do you have your cedula? Uh,
No, so the I when I'm this trip here, so that's kind of a story I'm gonna do a video on. But last year I did attempt to get all that stuff done, and it didn't work out. Person I was working it wasn't a smooth process. So when I came back here, I did it again, and now I have been approved, right? So I'm waiting for the cedula. It should come in a few weeks.
okay, good, good, awesome. Yeah, that's Yeah, you're gonna feel a lot of comfort once you have that. Super useful for like
Have
everything.
you had to use it yet? Have you gone to, well, what have we used it for specifically as far as it being useful?
Oh, everything, man. I mean, like, just even when you have to give your information to get a phone plan or something like that. I mean, there's other ways around it too,
Right.
but it's your go-to, especially the number. Once you got that memorized, they ask you, and then uh, yeah, but um, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
look forward to getting it for sure.
absolutely. Um, okay. So that'll be your temporary. So you either have to stay here for 2 years or come back within 2 years to secure permanent, correct? Once you get
Hmm.
okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So all
I think
right.
there's even a path to citizenship too, right? Like if you live here, I mean, 9 months out of the year for a certain amount of years, then you qualify for citizenship. So that's interesting to me too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know how that works for you guys, all the details, but yeah, I mean, I jumped to that myself because of birth rate, but yeah, yeah, cool. Oh, do you drink tereré or yerba mate?
When I first got here, I was a little bit, but
Okay.
so I do intermittent fasting. Basically, I skip breakfast, right? I just eat maybe 2 times a day in the afternoons and early evening. So today, from what I hear, makes you hungrier, right? It doesn't suppress hunger. It kind of makes you a little hungrier. So it's not going to work for me. I drink coffee, just black coffee morning, all morning, just coffee and water, which helps suppress hunger a little bit. Plus, I just, I'm from Boston. We have our Dunkin' Donuts, right? So I'm just so used to drinking coffee. So yeah, day for me, it's not part of, yeah, I don't drink day.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Uh,
not bad though.
how about
I
cocido?
imagine once it gets really hot in the summertime, I'll probably be in the mood for some day in the afternoons.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once the heat hits, yeah. Um, cocido. Have you tried cocido? Uh,
Cocido.
yeah. It's similar to coffee, but it's burnt yerba mate that kind of tastes like coffee. You can put milk and sugar in it, and that's what they drink with chipa. So if you ever go to a chiperia around here, they'll probably offer you cocido, and it's yeah, it's kind of like coffee, but it's not. It doesn't have this. It's not as strongly caffeinated, but it's very similar. Uh, and yeah, I'm terrible at explaining it, but it's basically burnt uh herb that is very similar to coffee. uh, yeah, it is pretty good.
Okay.
And it doesn't, for me, it doesn't give me like the whole acidic stuff. So,
Hmm.
but especially once you get like to Cacupe, that's where in the Departamento Cordillera is where Chipa is from. Um, so and then they always drink cocido with Chipa. So just let you know when you start getting out to the next like Cacupe, San Bernardino, that's all the Cordillera department. So yeah, okay.
Cool. Cocido is what it's called, right?
Yeah, COCIDO. Yep.
And you can buy that at like a Super Sace or a deli
Yeah,
market or
you
something like
can
that.
you can make it just like you make it in your coffee machine, or you can get it at any uh cafe out.
Biggie. Oh,
Yeah,
cafe. Oh, they
you can
sell
get it.
it. Okay.
You can get
Coffee
it
shops
made.
too. Cool.
They'll make it with you, especially any chiperia down there.
Can I get it cold or does it have to be hot?
It's always hot.
Yeah, yeah, I figured. I like cold, man. I like cold stuff, but
Okay,
yeah, I'll
okay.
try it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool. So for the future, I know that you want Paraguay to. Do you think that Paraguay is going to be your permanent home base? Like, and then you're going to travel. Probably most of your time is going to be here. Or would you say?
Yeah, I would say that. I'd say I can see myself living here eight to 9 months out of the year. Maybe all year round. I got to test that. But I've just been so used to, traveling and not being in one place the entire time. But I'm open to it. So definitely at least 8 to 9 months out of the year. I still see myself visiting the US for at least around a month to visit, my parents, my brother, some friends out there too. Um, and yeah, probably just do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, and if I can ask you, man, because I haven't touched down the U.S. for 15 months.
Mhm.
What's it like? What's the general consensus? Are more people wanting to get out than than before? Are more people seeing the light? At least guys who may be able to, if they have some kind of online thing going. Is it a bigger trend than it was before? What do you think?
Yeah, I think, but again, I'm just talking people that I talk to, nothing like I hear on the news or anything like that, which I don't really even watch the news. But I mean, some of my friends are married with kids, right? So they're not going anywhere. They're in the US, right? Some of the single friends, yeah, if they had remote work, they would love to do, you know, what I do and travel and see other and live in other countries, right? So a lot of them, not a lot, but yeah, some of them do want to do that. I mean, a lot of it is the cost of living, especially in Boston, and anywhere outside of Boston, it's very expensive. The weather's not great either. So when you're there your entire life, it's like, yeah, you want to try something new, man. So who wouldn't? Of course, yeah, they would love to be able to travel to Latin America, and especially if they're single and again, we're working remotely, yeah, they would love that lifestyle. So the
Absolutely,
consensus is, yeah, people would want to leave the US if they could, my opinion.
for sure, for sure. Okay. Did you have any culture shock going back? Did things throw you off a little bit or anything like that when you visited home? Or
A
calling
little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I think I even did a video on that recently. Yeah, things like, I don't know, when you go to the grocery store, fruits and vegetables aren't really the same. Everything, you need a car for everything, right? You can't just go out walking. I can just go out right now, walk everywhere I need to go and have everything near me, right? Out there, you need a car. You're not walking as much out there. You get but there's not everything's like a bad, culture shock. There is good to it. Part of it is infrastructure. We in Boston, we built like bridges, tunnels underneath oceans, and you just take that for granted, right? Like that's incredible engineering, which we don't see here in Paraguay, right? Paraguay, that's one of the negatives of Paraguay, and Paraguay's not perfect, of course, right? As far as like I like to run, right? I run outside. Not all the time, but at least once or twice a week. And you can't really do that out here, right? You'll never see somebody just running on the streets of Paraguay, or biking, right, with a bicycle. You won't see that. The infrastructure is really not there. You go to parks for that. You go to like Nuguazu, Parque de Salud, right, which are nice parks. So I'm glad they have that. But yeah, those are some things that you notice when you get back home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of
Yeah.
course, the Uber rides too, right? The Uber ride from airport to where I go, which is about maybe like a 35-minute Uber ride. You're paying like $85, right? $85 gives me like a one-way ticket in most Latin America countries domestically, right? So for what I pay for an Uber ride for like 40 minutes, I pay less for a domestic flight for like 1 or 2 hours, right? In South America. So there's just a lot of there's a big difference when it comes to everything when it cost of living.
Oh, that's so major, man. I forget about that in the States. I just went downtown this weekend and yeah, each way was like $5 or so for like good
Yeah.
25 minutes. $5 there, $5 back. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's incredible. That
Yeah,
difference.
then of course eating out, dude, eating it out, it's crazy. I took my parents out to a breakfast, like regular breakfast, like pancakes, eggs, all that stuff. Came out to like maybe $80, $85 for three people. Whereas here, I go to like a really good breakfast spot, like El Café de Acá, right? Give you really good pancake. I like pancakes, as you can tell. But really good breakfast food, right? For fraction. I'm not paying anywhere near $80 for a three piece. So stuff like that is like, damn, it feels like it keeps going up every time I go back. But yeah, there's definitely a big disparity when it comes to everything across the board there.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, put in perspective, $85 here. I mean, you could eat on the top of our most beautiful buildings here in Asuncion for three people, and you'd still have money left over, actually, as long as you're not throwing drinks in there. But still, I mean, yeah, the difference is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, amazing steak dinners here, dude. You go to La Cabrera, or other places, you're spending maybe, I don't know, like 25, 30 a person if you're getting like the good cuts, right? If you're getting like a tomahawk. So it's just, yeah, it's just totally different. It's night and day.
Yeah, well, we do got to make a distinction because there's the more what we're used to, like ordering a plate of steak, but then there's also the churrasquerias, which I'm sure that you went to, which are like the
Yeah,
buffet style where they come around with it's the Brazilian style where they come around with the cuts of meat,
yeah.
and you either
Michael Gaucho.
yeah. And then you either put the green or red if you want them to keep coming around with meat. So there's two kinds. There's the kinds that we're kind of used to in the States. This is the plate you're gonna get, and but then there's also like the churrasquerias, is like the full on buffets. But they're
Yeah,
both
it's like a Fogo de Chao in the States. It's pretty popular, but it's the same, it's very similar.
Yeah, yeah. It's Brazilian steakhouse stuff.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So so you did mention too food quality here besides the steaks. Like you mentioned fruits and veggies. I mean, is it I mean, for me, I can't go back to the States and like and not well, I mean, just pay like $3 for a mango when they just fall off the trees here. But you
Yeah.
see the distinct difference, right? Between quality here in Paraguay versus the States, right?
I can. I mean, I was speaking more to Colombia in that sense because I just came from Colombia. But yeah, Paraguay is very similar. My thing's more avocados. Like I try to eat many avocados. But yeah, I guess for you then, what do you feel is like the big difference then? Like what types of fruit do you eat or vegetables that you eat that's very different from there?
Pretty much. Hey, no, go. Pretty much everything, man. I mean, even like lettuce is like good hydroponic stuff that you'll find at the supermarkets here. Things don't look perfect, but even bananas taste better here than where I'm from in Wisconsin, because I'm from a very northern
Mm.
state as well. So it's not like
Oh, I
things,
didn't know that.
yeah, so it's not like things are just coming over the border either. And yeah, man, like I didn't know truly how big aguacates are supposed to be, like they are here.
Yeah,
I always thought that
they're
they were
huge. Yeah.
really tiny, like we have to buy them in the States, but even like the really tiny ones are super expensive. Hey, go.
Right.
Um, yeah, so but yeah, I mean, I can notice it with pretty much everything. And just the incredibly cheap prices here too. Like you almost don't have to think about it when you go to the grocery store. You can just buy as many fruits and veggies as you need. But in the States, you're actually thinking about the price for that kind of stuff. Uh, and yeah, so
Yeah. And the
uh,
grocery stores are amazing here, man. Like Biggie literally has everything that you need, right? Same thing with Super Sace. Like these grocery stores have it all. And like not just with that, even like with liquor, if you like to drink, they have like different types of beers, different types of every type of liquor. So I'm really impressed with the grocery stores here for sure.
yeah, absolutely. And if you guys don't know Biggie's, there are 24-hour stores, which are amazing, but they're super well set up. Like you're saying, they'll have all the produce and whatnot. Um, they're kind of like high end, convenience stores. Uh,
Yeah,
but in
it's
the,
like it's the exact way to put it. It's like the I don't know Whole Foods of convenience stores, right? And they literally have everything. It's not just produce. It's you need I don't know you need floss, you need toothpaste, you need toilet. Just every little necessity that you need for household items. Biggie's gonna have it, and that's really impressive for like a convenience store, right?
Yeah, super impressive. And they have delivery. Hey, I mean, if your girlfriend wants a bottle of wine and 2 a.m. and or whatever, they'll they'll deliver. So I don't know if people know that, but that's not a thing in the States, at least not in my state. The alcohol delivery or whatever. So yeah, it's cool stuff, man. Um yeah, how about the markets? Have you gotten to the markets? Mercado Cuatro or any of the other ones?
Yeah, I've checked it. I haven't really bought anything there. So I can't speak too much on the markets. I usually eat out a lot, man. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not eating at a spot like a lunch spot or a restaurant, it's I go to Super Says has good lunches. They have a lot of times they have steak, they have milanesa, for really good prices for really good food. They cook it for you there. So a lot of times I just do that because it's all walking distance for me. So I don't really go too much to markets as I probably should. Like getting more organic stuff but yeah, so that's what I usually do when I'm eating out lunches and dinners.
For sure. Hey, that's the good life though, man. And like you were saying, good price points. Yeah, what do you want to see Paraguay improve on though? I mean, you brought up infrastructure for sure. Anything else though that you're like, man, I just wish Paraguay had these couple of things, and then it would really be paradise or something like that. Is there anything that sticks out
Yeah,
that you really want to see here?
that's a really good question. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was the ocean, but not much we could do about that, right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, look, dude, I have everything that I need here. That's why I've called it, my main base, for the way that I'm living now. So yeah, infrastructure would be nice. What else? What else is it missing? I mean, I'm comparing it to like other countries, like maybe. I don't know, like Lima, Peru. Like Lima, Peru has really amazing food, right? So it's probably missing some more diversity in terms of like international cuisine. You're not going to get much Thai food out here if you like Thai food, or I mean, there are some Korean barbecue spots. So this it's missing like the Asian the Asian restaurants, really good Italian food. So things like that. I'd probably just add some more international cuisines. But then again, it's not a huge city, right? So you get that more in like Buenos Aires or São Paulo or Lima, Peru or Bogota, right? So you can't ask too much for a mid-sized city. But yeah, I would to make it even better would be more diversity in terms of the international cuisine.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. And I miss true authentic Mexican food. It's hard to find that here.
Oh, we got a good spot. We got some good Mexican spots. I've had there's a
Y'all be
taco dealer
down in
spot. You've been there?
Asuncion, you guys have more spots. Yeah. They're
Yeah, there's oh, you know what I love? I really like the food parks here, man. Like Via Moda Food
yeah,
Park, dude. They're awesome. Like they have so many different. They do have variety there, which I like. One of them is a Mexican spot that I like to go to actually.
yeah,
And you know, it's a good sit down place, good atmosphere. They play music and stuff. It's pretty cool. But like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, it'd be nice if they had more and better, perhaps.
for sure. I totally agree. But yeah, that the food parks though. I love food parks. I go live from
Right?
Pinedo Food Park. They're awesome, man. They're awesome
Hell
to
yeah.
hang out with friends. You could bring a date this casual. I mean, your date doesn't like the one thing.
Yeah.
There's 15 other restaurants that have something that she'll like, you know. There's usually
Drinks, yeah.
one or two beer stands and place you can get whatever mixed drinks too. Yeah, they're awesome, man. Like that, we don't have the equivalent in the States. I don't know about in Boston. Is there anything kind of similar? Not that I can
I
think.
haven't seen anything like that anywhere, dude, to be honest with you. Not even in Colombia or other countries I've been to, like
Really?
Peru, Mexico, Guatemala. Like that's food parks are pretty unique to Paraguay, I think. I could be wrong, but and then the amount of them too. You know, they have a lot of them here. So I love them too. I think they're a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally, man. Yeah, they're my favorite places to hang out now, for sure. Yeah, so if we could go back a little bit to uh dating, what's your experience been like? I'm assuming online versus in person slash cold approach. I mean, you did mention that, Paraguayan women are more receptive, are warm to be able to just casually talk, you know. But if you want to break down that aspect online versus meeting in person, what's better? If you want to break some of that down.
For me, I mean, I like efficiency, right? I work from home. I spend a lot of time working. So I don't go out just to day game. You know, I don't go out just to meet women, right? Um, well, like I am part of a group of friends actually. Like we go out and then we probably invite women. That'd be like a group setting, more like a social thing, right? But just me going out to just day game women at a mall is not something I've done too much of. But yeah, online is just really efficient, and it's not just apps. Like apps, the problem with apps is a lot of times some of your friends might have talked to that same girl, right? So apps aren't the best way, I think, but Instagram is a great way. I've met people too, right? So yeah, as far as sourcing, it's been mainly online and Instagram, and some nightlife stuff too.
Awesome. I love that you bring up the Instagram thing because that's huge here. I mean for local businesses, but yeah, also for networking and dating too. Like, say even if you just casually meet a girl and you don't really even maybe even consider dating her, but you follow each other for a while, then maybe you might like later, you know. So you can certainly find yourself in positions like that. Uh,
Yeah, to me, it's even simpler than that, man. Like if you're just, I don't know, let's say you go to a spot, a nice restaurant, right? Or a mall, right? You just see who's like checked into those places or whatever, and you can just like follow, right? Girls that you think are attractive. And the ones that follow you back, it's like a match, right? They followed you back for a reason. So then from there, you start a conversation. And then that leads to getting their WhatsApp number, which leads to get showing up in a first date. And now here you are, somebody that you met from Instagram in front of you face to face on a first date, just from simply following her, right? So
okay.
it could be as simple as that, and it really is as simple as that. Once you have a decent Instagram, you know, my Instagram is kind of decent. It could be improved. I could spend more time on it. Stories help too. Stories help a lot. I post stories, you know, I don't know, every week, maybe every other day or something like that. And you start to see like, okay, which girls that are following me are actually watching my stories, or which ones are hearting it, or which ones are commenting. And basically, you see who's we're in sales, right? You'll see who's like a hot lead, who's like a warm lead, who's like a cold lead, right? And then I choose girls who choose me, right? So that just makes my life easier. So the ones that are hot, they definitely want to see me. They definitely are into my lifestyle and all that stuff. It's super easy to set a date, just really whenever I want to. It's all done with very limited time, right? It's all efficient. So that's what I like about it.
For sure. Yeah, no, I appreciate that breakdown, man. I told y'all he's meticulous. No, but
Dude, yeah. I'm very systems oriented, so that's just how my brain works.
yeah, no, that is a good point though. Yeah, it can be that simple. Um, yeah, for sure. And yeah, so if we could explore the other side of that too, because this is
Hmm.
all come up on a lot of our lives, right? When we explored what not to do, what guys shouldn't do. Some of the clowns out here, who may be acting a fool or whatnot. I know that me and you don't befriend those guys, but they do exist, right? So I don't know if you want to speak on that. Have you seen that in Paraguay? Is it more prevalent in other countries that you've been to? Um, just guys acting a fool. Do you see that happening here? Or what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I'm sure it exists, right? But not to the extent that you'll see maybe like a Colombia or Mexico, right? The cool thing about Paraguay is where it's located. So we're probably like from most places in the States, we're like a 18 to 20-hour flight one way, to a lot of places in the States or Canada. So it's really tough to get to if you're only going to be here for maybe a week at a time. So I think Paraguay attracts, for the most part, the right type of expat, someone who sees themselves staying here for a long period of time, someone who wants to be a part of the culture, someone who works online. They're not coming here just for a good time or just exploit the women or just, for the wrong reasons, right? You'll see more of that in Medellin, of Cartagena, or major tourist cities like that. But not so much here, from what I found. I don't know if you've seen that. I haven't seen too much of it.
Yeah, there are guys who come here, but they get burnt out, or they don't, or it's not thrilling enough for them. Which is fine. Good, there's plenty of other places where it's much more for their liking. But yeah, it's just like you said. I think you're spot on when I mean to come to Paraguay, you really got to want to be here and stay here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people
And
can
the girls are going to ask you questions right away. Sorry to interrupt, but they're always going to, how long are you here for? Like, so once you get the person that's like, oh, I'm only here for this week or something, like, she's going to get a guy that's here, that's living here, that has his freaking cedula, has his, his residency card. Why would she waste her time with a dude that's going to be here for like a week or a weekend? So
I'm
yeah,
so
they don't have the edge. They don't have the edge there.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that is so true. Yeah, I mean, some guys are passing through for a week or so. Yeah, I mean, just I guess just have fun at that point. But yeah, I mean, you're not gonna be finding your wife in a week. It's just not gonna happen. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah, that is completely true. And
Do you
yeah,
guys think that they come here for a week and find their wife or someone that they're going to
yeah.
spend a lot of time with?
There's some guys who are a little bit delusional, they they come here, they've been dry in the States for quite a while, and I don't know. Because Paraguay is known, for a lot of guys will end up marrying a Paraguayan, right? But
Mhm.
you got to be on the ground for months at a time, to get to know it. And then she has to know that, like you were saying. Um, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course, because she has options too, man. Like, this is a growing expat of really good guys here too that actually spend a lot of time here. So good luck to that guy that's here for a short time and trying to, get a woman that he's attracted to.
Super
He
true.
doesn't have the edge for it.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, so I guess starting to wrap things up, what I guess advice would you have for guys who are looking to do what we're doing? Maybe not exactly, maybe not even the exact country. Uh or to get them out of their rut, to get them a little inspired, to get them thinking outside of their American mindset that this is all there is, America's number one, or something like that. Would you have some advice for those guys?
Yeah, man, I'd say start with vision, dude. Like when I was my late 20s, I went through like I'm very big into personal development, right? I took some programs like Lifebook, like Life Purpose. I just got really clear on what it is that I wanted out of my life, not just for like this year or 3 years, but I like 10 years, 20 years from now, like what do I want my life to look like, you know? So get clear on what it is that you want. Why do you want to leave? You know, what are some of those reasons? And then obviously it's a matter of financially being able to do it, right? So I recommend guys to take really understand yourself. You know, understand your personality, understand your skills, what skills can translate to a certain job or business online, right? I was in real estate, using myself as an example. I was in real estate for a few years. I did a lot of outbound calls, you know, to homeowners. So that translated very well to sales. So when I come across like remote sales opportunity, it was a pretty quick transition. Within 3 months, I replaced my income and I was, you know, in a position to travel. So really get clear on what it is that you want. Do a know yourself. Do self-assessment, personality tests, skills assessment, and then test different ideas. You know, test different ideas, whether it's for 3 months or 6 months. Just test different things, and whenever you see something that's getting some traction and that's working for you, like double down on it, and then boom, that could be your ticket to be able to travel the world and live wherever you want.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Do you think guys should pursue YouTube, or is it for a specific personality, or do you think that pretty much anybody has a shot as long as they're consistent and do their best to bring good information? What's your advice for people getting into YouTube?
Yeah, I think people should definitely consider starting a personal brand, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram, whatever. It doesn't matter the platform. If you're comfortable being on camera, I mean, YouTube is a lot of work, as you know, right? There's more skills involved, like thumbnails, titles, filming, editing, right? Publishing. So YouTube does take a little more skill set than maybe like a Twitter, where it's just all written word. It's a lot easier. But yeah, if you gravitated towards something like that, I mean, the cool thing about social media is you could talk about whatever you want. So what are your interests, right? What are your strengths? Again, it comes back to doing a self-assessment, right? What is it that you want and all that stuff. I think you just talk about that stuff freely. And maybe you could don't expect to quit your job or be able to travel right away. You know, if I just relied on my YouTube income, I wouldn't be able to live where I live or travel or do any of that, right? I need to work in sales. So first start with that. I wouldn't start with a YouTube channel and expect you can get your ticket out that way in like 3 to 6 months. No, it's going to take a lot longer. But there are certain things you can do in remote like jobs or other businesses, perhaps more like high ticket consulting, coaching, where it's a lot quicker. So I'd probably start there. And then if you find a passion for YouTube, yeah, start that on the side. But I wouldn't make that my main thing as my for now, because it's going to take a lot of time before you get to where you want to go.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, besides that, I don't know. Are there any last things that you want to bring up for people to know? Whether it's what you're doing on your channel, uh certain things that you want people to go follow you on Instagram, obviously here on YouTube. Your Instagram's your same name, correct? I think.
No, it's like if you find my YouTube, you'll find my
Okay,
Instagram. So
yeah.
yeah, my YouTube channel is just my name, it's just Alex T. Rodriguez. Yeah, if you have any questions with this stuff, I mean, I do one-on-one consulting calls for now. I don't know what I'm going to offer in the future, but yeah, if you have any questions on what country might be the best for you, and that's going to be depending on maybe how good your Spanish is, and things like that, right? I won't get into it too much, but yeah, if you have any questions on that stuff, you can definitely check that out. What else do I want people to know? I don't think this is for everyone. You know, don't think that. This is the greatest thing. It's going to take some adjustments, right, than from what you're used to in the States. But if you're in a position where you're a single guy, maybe no kids, right, and you just want something different, you want something new, something perhaps better, right, outside of your home country, Canada, US, UK, whatever, then yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out 100%. You owe it to yourself to see what else is out there. And if you're in that type of a position and you're dissatisfied with your current life, then yeah, this probably is really a great fit for that type of a person.
Awesome. Awesome. For sure. Um, Other suggestions of other channels that you think people should follow?
Other channels, I like My Latam Life. I think he has a lot of good information. He's been doing this for a long time.
Mhm.
Uh, I'll just go with that one. How about you? You any maybe I should probably look into more channels. Any ones you recommend for me?
Yeah, no, yeah, my Latin life for sure. Has he interviewed you? Has Vance interviewed you yet?
No.
Okay, well, I'll reach out to him, make sure he gets you in an interview. Yeah, I'll see on that. For
Yeah,
his
that'd be cool. Appreciate it.
yeah, yeah, I've been interviewed by Vance. It was a good conversation for sure. Yeah, otherwise the how we found each other, passport blueprint for sure. Yeah, I mean my a couple buddies, Aaron, the Hispanic expat, also Simon in Paraguay is coming down here again. But yeah, I mean, I guess just guys who are like you, who break things down well, so people can understand exactly how much it's going to take, economically, the dedication, the processes, and where to go, right? Like maybe you're
Yeah.
maybe you really want to be by the beach. So Paraguay is probably not going to be the place for you. But for
Right.
everything else that you broke down here during this conversation, Paraguay is kind of the place for a lot of people, though. Like if as long as you want to live a chill life, stay focused on what you want to do.
Hmm.
One of the last things I'll just say is that about the YouTube stuff is it can bring so many opportunities. I just met a girl this weekend who has a program on TV and she does traveling and the Ministry of Tourism here sponsors your travels. So, she was telling me that and I was like, okay. And then so, there's certain opportunities that can come, if you keep expanding your network, etc. So it's not always about just subscribers, just views, just this. It's literally meeting solid people like yourself, like other people. And lastly, I'll just say is that like that's a big well, how do you say it? Um it's kind of a social currency
Hmm.
as well that I can break out my phone and hey I got a YouTube channel and you do too, and that creates transparency with especially with women, you're not just this guy who I'm coming out of a cave yesterday. Like, no, I have a whole digital footprint here.
I
So,
actually don't tell any women about my channel. I don't want them to watch
oh,
my channel when I first meet them.
okay.
Yeah. My Instagram's a different story, my Instagram, but I think some of the stuff I say on YouTube when it comes to the dating aspect, I don't really think because I sometimes I show like that I'm actually with some women too, so I don't want that. You know what I mean? So I never tell girls about my YouTube channel, but if they add me on Facebook, then I put it then they see it on Facebook. So it might have come back. I'll just say it that way. But my Instagram's different. And my Instagram, yeah, that's mainly for that. But YouTube is mainly for you guys basically.
Got you. Okay, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Okay.
I mean, it sounds like you. I mean, you asked me a lot of questions about dating. Do you talk a lot about dating on your YouTube channel?
I used to. A little bit here and there nowadays. Yeah, because I, I've I've had one girl who I made my girlfriend here in the last 15 months, right? And like now I'm kind of realizing that a lot of guys, oh, I saw your ex, or I saw your ex, or I saw your ex, or I saw your I'm like, what the fuck? No, you guys didn't. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird
Exactly. Yeah.
that I don't know if I want to repeat again. And I can talk about it, but even then it's I don't know. It's a little bit different now. The more and more known you become, it's like a lot of guys ask you about it, and a lot of guys remind you about stuff, but I'll talk about the cultural elements for sure, but like my personal stuff, I don't talk about it as much as I used to. uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's smart too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So I try to be careful with that as well. So I feel you on that.
yeah, yeah, and it's a learning process, like but yeah, and well, and then there's kind of a stalker situation, a fucking guy too. He got all weird on me because I dated a girl. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Anyways, there's some
Because you
weirdo.
dated his. Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
He hasn't even been here in Paraguay. He's in Australia. He's a fucking weirdo. Anyways, but yeah, some weird stuff, and actually Austin Holloman has brought that up too. With the whole Kenya stuff and bringing girls on, and
Oh,
this it's a whole fucking mess, man. When you start like even just
he's a
casually bringing girls like on your channel.
Yeah. See,
Uh,
I would not want to be Austin Holloman, man. I don't want to get that big, to be honest with you. I don't want to be because it probably causes a lot of stress. I think recently you got like now they want him out of Kenya. I saw like a headline on that
oh
too.
man, I gotta
So I'm
dive
like,
into
God, dude, he can't find a place where it's like people don't want him there. It's because he's too big and if he say some controversial stuff, someone's gonna take it the wrong way. Perhaps it's like, yeah, I
it.
don't want that to be me.
Yeah, I guess one thing I would say about that, I think the black community is held to kind of a different standard, and like a lot of them are thrown under the bus if like one dude f's up, you know. So like I know the whole Jay
Mm,
Rillo stuff went down, and like that kind of gave like everybody a bad name. So man, that's that's got to be hard for the guys who are living out there, doing everything right, you know. Uh,
yeah. So
so
that's another thing about the YouTube thing. Like, if you want to start a YouTube channel, you better be prepared for some haters. You better be prepared for
yeah,
some, criticism. In different forms. I even had one Paraguayan person, I think, come comment saying like, "We don't want you here," or something like that. Right now,
yeah.
there's no face to the name. There's no subscribers of the person, so it could be anybody. But just be prepared for stupid comments like that. Or guys just saying like, I can go over so many dumb things people have said, right? So you just gotta have a little bit of tough skin, right? Which luckily sales prepares you for, so it's not a big deal at all.
Yeah, I pretty much lean into it. Anything that comes my way. Just that when people start getting weird and creating other accounts and stuff, and then they try to contact me after I blocked them, like that's where it gets weird, you know? So,
Yeah, yeah. So I think I'll be cool if I'm like at 10K subscribers. I may be able to make maybe like a full-time living, having different types of offers.
oh yeah.
Working as much or as little as I want, maybe 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours a day, then yeah, I think that's kind of be my goal. But I don't know if I want to get to like 100K or anything above that because now it starts getting a little weird, right? Maybe you're in Paraguay's not that big of a place, so like people start seeing you everywhere in Paraguay. I can imagine if you're like at 100K subscribers, and now it's like shit, you don't have much privacy as many as anymore. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. I'm like, oh shit, man, I don't know. But then again, my audience is mostly foreigners, Westerners, expats too, which I did think about a lot too when I came here. I was like, I could lean into the whole TikTok thing, but then do I really want to live here like that and be super, super well known on TikTok? I don't know. That'd be a hard thing to deal with. And I live pretty damn locally too, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's a hell of a thing. But yeah, I guess last question. You see yourself marrying a Paraguayan woman?
Oof. So the whole concept of marriage, that'd probably be a long
Oh,
conversation
okay, okay,
alone.
okay.
Right. Can I see myself living with a Paraguayan, having children with Paraguayan? Absolutely. 100%. Yes,
Okay.
definitely. And there's other aspects to that. Well, yeah, we'll just call it a marriage. I say if you're living with someone, you're basically married to them because you're living the lifestyle of a married person, right?
Yeah.
So there's a topic of monogamy versus non-monogamy. So I have a lot of, different controversial stuff. Like we can go there. So, and I've had relationships like that too. And I even want to talk about it because this is what I'm saying. Like if imagine like a girl that I'm seeing watches, you know what I mean? So it's stuff that I bring up, but eventually if they would, but yeah, I could definitely see myself having children and marrying a Paraguayan woman. Like I said, they're like homebodies, right? They're very chill, they're very relaxed, they're very nurturing. They want you to feel like a king. Great chefs. uh, so yeah, I can definitely see myself with a Paraguayan. And I was debating that. I did a video on that, I think, like Colombian versus Paraguayan women, and I chose the Paraguayan woman.
Oh yeah. I think I did see that one. Yeah, that was a good breakdown. Um, yeah, cool, man. Well, hey, I think we'll wrap it up. I think we're pretty much like at an hour. Yeah. But I'd love to do a part two with you, man. And bring in any other additional topics that you want to. But yeah, yeah, I'm super glad that you came on the channel. And we'll get this out here, yeah, maybe tonight or whenever I mix all this up. Um, yeah, let me know too if you want to meet up in person, and if you want me to come on your channel at some point or whatever. Or I was thinking too that maybe we do a panel live too with a passport blueprint at some point. I got Zoom working again. I got a year subscription for the Zoom Pro, whatever it's called, so we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
bring all that stuff in. But yeah, point is we'll be in touch, guys. If you guys are still listening up to this point, we love you. Make sure you go follow Alex T. Rodriguez on his channel. And yeah, all his links for Instagram, If you want a consultation with him as well, he has all that linked on his YouTube. And I'm gonna be out of here. My dog is bothering me. He wants to go out, or I don't know what the hell he wants to do. But anyways, yeah, man. So I'm Ryan Aranda, my best life out of Hawaii. Thanks again so much, man, for joining me. We're gonna do a part two at some point. But in the meantime, we'll meet up. We'll meet up for sure.
Yeah, let's talk. Maybe stop the recording. We could talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, all right, you guys. Hey, thanks again, and till the next one. All right, y'all.